Hey everybody, Richard's Vinyl Tap House back with episode 3 of Vintage Vinyl Revisited, where we're revisiting albums from the older stacks over there that I haven't played in years and years and years. We've done A, B, we're on C now. So I actually picked these albums a few days ago and only finally getting around to do the video for this. So let's jump into it. These are all albums from the 70s into the 80s, and starting with the Cult's debut album, Dreamtime. This is after Southern Death Cult and Death Cult releases, which I think were only EPs. Um, it's an interesting album for me. I've spun this a few times, and it's a mystery to me. I like this. It has that goth psych post punk edge to it, dark psych maybe. Um, I don't know if it just feels like they're trying too hard. It's for me, it's an kind of see the formation of where they were going when they got to recording Love, which is a obviously much stronger album to me. This is interesting because some of the songs work really well. Spirit Walker is fantastic. The drums all over this album are huge. Nigel Preston on drums really hits hard, but some of the songs to me are just kind of weirdly, either they're so complex and there's a lot going on, or they're overly simplistic, like the title track for Dreamtime. It's Dreamtime, 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 Dreamtime. Give me some more. Interesting album. Not Hollow Horse. Horse Nation. Horse Nation, I think, was a single. Spirit Walker was also. It's a hit and miss album for me, but this is this is an OG from back in the day. This came out in '84. I picked this up after I'd heard Love and fell in love with the Cult. So yeah, it's a debut album, and it does kind of what debut albums do and introduce you to the band. And it was clear they were kind of getting ready to go a different direction. Boy, did they ever! Yeah, Metal City. As we go down here, album 2. Was an interesting experience. This is Phil Collins, Face Value. Came out in '81. His debut solo album. I think he was going through a rough time in life, a separation from his first wife or something. There are a lot of personal songs on here. In the Air Tonight was huge. I think Behind the Lines was big. It's one of those albums for me that I guess there's a camp of people who's like, this is a fantastic Phil Collins album. And I'm kind of going, eh. I like No Jacket Required up to a point where that's like super commercial gloss. What did I say about this? Into Here Tonight. This is just so overproduced. But yeah, I don't know what to think about this. Let's show the gatefold, because yes, there's a gatefold. I actually haven't had this album for too long. Those are my notes. You don't need those. I haven't had this album for too long. This was in a box of albums that I was just asked to, will you please take these out of our house? Leaf through them. I kept some. This is one of them, and this is the first time I've ever played this album for this video. So might have to revisit it. I'm not a big fan of Phil Collins solo to begin with. Kind of like his work with Genesis, with Duke, fantastic stuff. But beyond that, a little too glossy. This album, however, is fantastic. This is Cactus World News. Cactus World News were out of Ireland, kind of in the early days of early U2. This sounds a lot like U2 in that it has the kind of guitar tones that made them sound very distinctive. Like Big Country had that sort of bagpipe guitar tone. U2 had the edge, doing really simplistic guitar work fed through pedals to make it do really interesting things. These guys had this kind of screeching, high-pitched guitar tone that really just hit hard. I love this album. So this is called Urban Beaches, debut album from them. This is a US cover. The UK cover, I think, is considerably different. I used to have it on CD, which mysteriously disappeared. Check out songs like The Bridge, which I believe Bono was produced their first single from this album. Worlds Apart is great. Years Later is great. This is a sprawling album with big soundscapes. It fits right in with kind of October era U2, but awesome, awesome, awesome album. I remember seeing them on MTV's Fort Lauderdale. They would do like a Fort Lauderdale spring break live thing, and they were on it. And I was totally intrigued. So I jumped into buying this one. Great album from Cactus World News. Only full-length album they released commercially. They did another album called No Shelter that got released on CD like 2004. And it's, I can see why it never got, it was recorded way back when, but it was okay. This is an album I almost forgot I had. This is Comsat Angels, Chasing Shadows from 1986. Interesting album. I think these guys kind of get thrown into that synth pop realm, but they're almost more post-punk, and definitely college radio listening. For my era of 1986, this was definitely a college radio type spin. This is a band that just never made it for some reason, at least not here in the States. You could tell they're trying so hard to get recognized and known, and it just kind of fell flat. I don't know if it's lack of promotion, airplay. I recall MTV things vaguely, but this is one of the albums that I've always heard a lot of hype about being a solid album to get into, and never picked it up until maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Spun it for the first time and went, wow, this is fantastic, and shelved it, and here we are again looking at it. Super strong album, really underrated. I would say this is a good Sunday morning album. Go figure. I really do want to find some of their earlier ones. They have, a number of albums before this that I would like to check out. So this is Comsat Angels, 1980, what is it? 86. Yes, Chasing Shadows, great album. Last one. Let's go classic rock and go back to 1977. Emma, if you're watching, yes, Cheap Trick, In Colors. Great album. Fantastic album. Great gatefold. This album's like in super pristine condition. I'm guessing this was intended to be upside down on the back cover because of where the barcode is, but yeah. What I love about this is hearing studio versions of about half of everything that was on Budokan. So you have Hello There is on this, Big Eyes is on here, I Want You to Want Me, Clock Strikes 10, and Come On, Come On are all on here, which were all on Budokan too. So it's kind of like, hearing the rough mix, and then you get the live mix, and definitely Budokan is a hard hitter. Great album from Cheap Trick. It reminds me of what a solid classic rock group they are. 1977 In Color. So that is 5 from the C Vintage Vinyl Vault. Next will be D. I've not picked those yet, so we'll see where it goes. Thanks for tuning in. Leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on some of these albums, and any other vintage vinyl that's out there. So we'll talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.